The story begins in 16th century Venice. It is a city defined by immense wealth, rigid laws, and a tightly knit, homogeneous aristocracy that is highly suspicious of outsiders. Enter Othello. He is a Moor, a dark-skinned military commander from North African heritage, whose brilliant tactical mind has made him the most valuable general in the Venetian army. By secretly marrying the noblewoman Desdemona, he has seemingly secured a place in this exclusive society. But the societal backlash is immediate. Desdemona's father, a prominent senator named Brabantio, is outraged. Unable to accept that his daughter would willingly choose a racial outsider, he publicly accuses Othello of using witchcraft and dark magic to seduce her. Forced to defend himself before the Duke of Venice, Othello remains perfectly calm. He explains that he won Desdemona's heart not with spells, but with stories. They bonded over the brutal hardships of his past and his survival on the battlefield. The Duke, needing his top general for an impending war, sides with the couple. Othello survives this first test because his military expertise makes him indispensable to the state. However, the confrontation exposes a dangerous reality. Because he is viewed first and foremost through the lens of his race, his foundation in Venetian high society is incredibly fragile and ripe for exploitation. That exploitation comes from his own trusted ensign, a man known to everyone as Honest Iago. Iago harbors a vicious resentment against Othello, enraged that the general recently passed him over for a major promotion, giving the rank of lieutenant to a younger soldier named Cassio instead. Iago decides to orchestrate Othello's complete ruin. To do this, he adopts a strategy of perfect duplicity. In public, he performs the role of the utterly devoted, loyal subordinate, while privately setting the traps that will destroy his commander. The plot accelerates when the Venetian army is rapidly deployed to the island of Cyprus to intercept an invading Turkish fleet. This military deployment pulls the characters away from the strict protective laws of Venice and thrusts them into an isolated military outpost. Before the two armies can even meet, a massive, violent storm shatters the Turkish fleet. The battle is won by the weather, leaving the Venetian forces stranded on Cyprus with nothing to fight. With the external war suddenly over, the characters are left totally isolated. The threat has shifted from the foreign fleet across the sea to the trusted ensign waiting quietly in Othello's own camp. Cyprus is now a restless environment. The soldiers are celebrating a bloodless victory, leaving them with idle time and lowered defenses. Iago makes his first tactical move. Knowing Cassio has a low tolerance for alcohol, Iago pressures the young lieutenant into drinking heavily during the celebrations. He then quietly manipulates another soldier into provoking Cassio, sparking a violent brawl that forces Othello to publicly strip Cassio of his new rank. Playing the helpful friend, Iago approaches the devastated Cassio. He advises the disgraced soldier to seek out Desdemona and beg her to advocate for reinstatement. This guarantees that Cassio and Othello's wife will be seen spending time together. While Cassio pleads with Desdemona, Iago begins to start a whispering campaign directly into Othello's ear. He points out the two interacting and subtly plants seeds of doubt about her fidelity, warning the general to beware the green-eyed monster of jealousy. Iago knows that Othello is straightforward and assumes others are as honest as he is. Weaponizing that trusting nature and poking at the general's underlying insecurities about being an older husband, Iago begins to successfully warp Othello's perception of reality. The entire psychological collapse hinges on a single prop. This specific handkerchief, embroidered with strawberries, was Othello's very first romantic gift to Desdemona. To Othello, it is a deeply significant token of his family heritage and their marital bond. During a tense conversation, Desdemona accidentally drops it. Iago's wife, Amelia, Desdemona's attendant, picks it up off the floor, completely unaware of the devastating chain reaction this will cause. Iago immediately seizes the handkerchief from his wife's hands. He sneaks into Cassio's quarters and plants the cloth there. When Othello demands physical evidence of the affair, Iago claims he saw Cassio wiping his beard with Desdemona's most prized possession, offering it up as undeniable ocular proof. This manufactured evidence breaks Othello's mind entirely. The calm, rational general who defended himself to the Duke is replaced by a man consumed by savage jealousy. He falls to his knees and vows to execute his wife. A trivial scrap of fabric, combined with meticulously crafted lies, completely overrides Othello's logic. It demonstrates how psychological warfare, aimed at a person's deepest vulnerabilities, can dismantle even the most disciplined military commander. The climax arrives in the claustrophobic confines of the couple's bedchamber. Othello stands over his sleeping wife, convinced that by killing her, he is enacting terrible but necessary justice. Desdemona wakes and desperately pleads her innocence, begging for her life. But Othello is entirely deaf to the truth. Blinded by the jealousy Iago manufactured, he smothers her to death in her own bed. Moments later, Emilia bursts into the room to deliver news, only to find Desdemona murdered. As Othello tries to justify his actions by bringing up the handkerchief, Emilia suddenly connects the dots, realizing her own husband is the architect of the entire plot. Iago, who has followed the commotion into the room, realizes his plot is unraveling. In a final, desperate act to protect himself, he draws his sword and fatally stabs Emilia to silence her, permanently shattering his facade of honesty. The truth is finally out in the open, but the tragedy lies entirely in the timing. Iago's manipulation is exposed, but only after the irreversible, fatal damage to Othello and Desdemona is already done. Realizing he was tricked into destroying his own world, Othello confronts the wreckage. He asks to be remembered as a man who loved not wisely, but too well, before drawing a hidden blade and taking his own life. This diagram illustrates the classic structure of a Shakespearean tragedy. The story moves from the inciting moment up the steep slope of rising action, peaking at the climax, before plunging into the grim resolution. They are driven along this path by fatal, unexamined flaws. Othello endures as a chilling warning about human fragility. It exposes how the intersection of implicit prejudice, deep-seated insecurity, and manufactured jealousy can be weaponized to dismantle even the most profound human bonds.